Smackdown, 1 week before Crown Jewel. Did we get hype? Because I had to think about this carefully. Do we have any major hype for the show? No. Now, mind you, I'm not telling you that we're not getting something with Roman and LA Knight. Oh, of course we are. And I'm not saying anything we don't have from Seth and Drew. I'm not telling you that we're not getting something. But major interest? No. And that's the thing. I mean, if you look at what we got so far, and we're going to get stuff from maybe NXT, we're going to get something from SmackDown and Raw, and I'm not going to tell you that the show is going to be crap when it comes to the matches. But actual hype, no. Look, what this show gave us right here was building stories beyond Crown Jewel. That's what this is all about. This is not about building the Crown Jewel. This is about building beyond Crown Jewel. And here's the problem. It's not good. As I said before, and I know just Alex is going to say it again. I know JD is going to say it again. They're saying this is long-term booking. You got to be patient and wait. Well, as I said before, long-term booking does not say you can't make crappy booking while trying to do it. And that's what we got. We got mostly crappy booking or boring booking going into Crown Jewel, beyond Crown Jewel, beyond Survivor Series. And understand, this booking is going into next year. This is not about making it good for this Survivor Series. It's not really going to be for this. This is about them trying to make something next year. So this year, no matter if you want to blame Vince, you want to blame Ari Emanuel, you want to blame Triple H, it don't matter. The booking sucks. We got some bright spots here, which I'll talk about, but I'm going to be honest here. It's boring, or it's just bad booking. I'm just saying it. Opening, LWO versus Street Profits. Now, I want to say this. Seeing Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford as serious, their music is different. Their attire is still similar to the attire they always like to wear, but it's in a different color. At least it's different, their personalities. Like that, that's not bad. I'm not having an issue with them literally being more hard-nosed wise guys. I'm not having a problem with it. Seeing that Santos Escobar with Carlito, and here's the problem. Carlito being in there should be interesting, should be good, but they need to put over the Street Profits. So instead of you letting Carlito be by himself, where you could build something up with Bobby Lashley, which it looks like they may get something for Bobby Lashley, maybe it will be Carlito. Maybe by Crown Jewel or Survivor Series, we will get a match between the two. Because it's not like they don't know each other. Bobby didn't come in at the same time as Carlito. Carlito came in, I think, I'm sure someone will correct me. If I remember, Carlito came in around 2007, 2008. And Bobby came in around 2006 or 5. I cannot remember exactly. Either 6 or 5 for Bobby. It could be more. And Carlito was maybe 2007 or 8. Can't remember, but they've been around each other for a while until Carlito left. But I do believe that's going to happen. This match was only to put over the Street Profits. And yes, we did get that moment with Ray watching, going, come on, come on, come on. And then get his head knocked off by Logan. It had to happen. It's 1 week away. We only just got this feud between the two, this match. Well, it's not even a feud, it's a match. In less than a few weeks. And they got to do it. They had to have Logan there. He had to knock off Ray's head. And that's the reason why Carlito went into the back. And Santos got his head taken off by the Street Profits. The question is for me, does that mean Santos Escobar is going to get angry because Carlito didn't stay? Now, I know basically Carlito, he said go and help Ray. But he's getting his ass handed to him. He's lost already a whole bunch of times. And he's getting his ass handed to him. And now, Ray's new favorite was sent to the back. Instead of Carlito staying there, it was Santos. Santos stayed there, and he gets his ass cleaned. So maybe there will be some type of frustration. That's where it looks. Possibly. Let's move on. The second match, which I did not give a damn about. I understand they booked it. Early in the night, I understand that we had Chelsea, and she was all with the way she looked in what was the Hellraiser? I believe that's the movie. The way she looked on NXT, seeing a Hellraiser that wasn't bad. Seeing that she has spikes in her top wasn't bad. Seeing that Chelsea wanted some revenge because of how she was being disrespected, now we have this match. And let me make this clear. Who is the better... Guys, if you look at both of them, Chelsea and Chelsea, who's a better wrestler? Chelsea. Who looked better in the ring? Chelsea. Who looked sloppy in the ring? Chelsea. Look, Chelsea is a beautiful woman. She can talk pretty damn well. She has an interesting character whenever they had her have a character. But she doesn't have much of a character at all right now. And that match looked choppy on her part. And I'm not even against Chelsea. I'm not. I would rather see her get built back up. But at this point, when it comes to the women's division in WWE, I see nothing. Zip. Nothing. There's nothing for the women in that division. There's only Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, now also a Bianca being back, and I'll talk about her in a minute. And that's pretty much it. Nothing about Asuka, nothing about Io Sky, nothing that really means anything other than Jade, who does a few spots here and there. She shows up looking like this, muscling herself out. She's not ready yet. So literally, you only got 3 women on both rosters that mean anything. So now let's talk about Bianca. Let me give it to you like this. Did she sound effective? Yes, even though she boxed at the end, talking about damage control, wanting to get revenge. At first, I was thinking, you know what? If she's talking about revenge because she said after they nailed her in the leg for 2 months, we know she just went away for personal reasons to get a rest and any problems she physically had. But she said she came back, she wanted revenge. That's the only thing that got her out of bed. She's never been like that before. If that's true, wouldn't it make some sense, some interest to have a partner to back you up? Because as it stands, she wants to take out damage control. Well, she's not going to go after Dakota Kai. Dakota can't wrestle. So that means she's got to go after Bayley, which is next week. And then Io, which is supposed to be a crown jewel. But then it's like, do I care about Bianca Belair? No. How can I say this? I don't hate Bianca, but I'm bored. I would rather see her work with her husband. I want to see her turn bad. Because at this point, she has the right to be angry. What happened with her and Becky? Obvious. What happened with her and Charlotte? Obvious. What happened with her in Damage Control? Obvious. She should be so angry after what Damage Control did. She should be backing up her husband and working with Angelo and Bobby. She should be working with all 3 of them. They make a faction where they got 1 woman, 3 guys, and it should work. And they're not doing it. They're not doing it. Now, maybe they may do it later after they realize they're not getting anywhere with Bianca and nobody's caring as much. Because as it stands, what do you get with Bianca and right now? Yes, she'll go after Damage Control. Maybe she might win the title, which I don't believe she should. Because at this point, they want to make sure Io has it for a while, which, unfortunately for Io, who I actually like, she's boring. Because guess what? Io has not been able to defend anything on her own. She's not been allowed to talk much in English because we know she can talk English. I'm bored with her because I see nothing from her. I see everything from Dakota, everything from Bayley, who keeps messing her up in the first place. They're not going where Bayley needs to stop and Io finally gets sick of her. No, I see absolutely nothing. Now, let's move on. We get Dragon Lee versus a first time in a while, Cedric Alexander. Now, let me give it to you like this. Was that little vid pack he got good? Yeah. Was the match good? Yeah. It was actually a good match between Cedric and Dragon Lee. It was one of the bright spots of the entire show. It was active. It got the people interested. But I'm going to tell you this. Dragon Lee The best option for Dragon Lee right now would have been to get a feud started. Now, mind you, it could still happen. You see me botching right now because I'm thinking it won't happen. But it could still happen. You can have... Let me ask you guys a question. Do you actually believe they're going to use Cedric Alexander to start a feud with Dragon Lee? We haven't seen Cedric in months. And at this point, you bring him back before even giving him a chance to build himself up. Understand? There's no building up of Cedric. Nothing. They just throw him into a match with Dragon, and then they're going to go there. And the problem here is that people are so unfamiliar or have forgotten or even don't care about Cedric that what he really needs is to start having wins before he even started having a match with Dragon Lee. It would have been better if he had matches with somebody in the back. He could have had it with Cameron Grimes. He should have had it with Cameron Grimes. Because Cameron's on the roster, but it wouldn't hurt him losing to Cedric, who's been on the roster longer than any of them. I just don't see anything. Now, do I believe they could make Cedric go heel and then go after a Dragon Lee? Yes. After this, maybe they will start showing him getting angry, that maybe he's won his matches and he wants a rematch to get back his win, which would be stupid if they make it quick. Or he loses, starts getting angry because it all started with Dragon Lee. And then he will start messing with Dragon Lee. I don't know. You guys comment below. Now, let's get to John Cena's segment. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I should say how I feel about both. You're actually going to use a Kevin Owens in that segment where literally he knocks the block off at the same time, both of them, like a comic book character, knocking in the face Grayson Waller and Austin Fury, literally going, literally. I can't tell you that it wasn't stupid. It was. I can't tell you it wasn't funny. To a certain extent, it was funny. It was stupid. But do I believe it's going to help him? I don't know. I don't know if this is really going to help KO. I don't know. The booking here is very... Well, how can I say this? Let's make it clear. The booking for many of the people who have not been seen on TV before or haven't been seen for a while, the way they're doing it is they're putting them out there and doing quick shock value segments, shock value little gimmicks. And that's what it feels like when it comes to Waller and Fury. They gave them that spot with KO because it's shock value. And that's what I've been saying for a while. Short-term booking is shock value. And unless you build correctly, the shock value that should be interesting people is just a short-term, oh, wow. And, oh, what now? That's what I'm getting here. Okay, John Cena. Still talking about he has to get a win after over 2,002 days. And talking about the last 20 years where he thanks everybody for even being in his corner. But now this is hit or miss for me because, well, not hit or miss, but pretty much it's crunch time. Because if I don't do this, you guys are going to lose interest. And we know they're not going to lose interest in John. They're not going to lose interest. They were cheering for him. What would have been more interesting was I need to win this because if I don't, I'm considering leaving. Doesn't mean he has to leave WWE, just leaving SmackDown to go to Raw. I have to win because if I don't win, I'm going to leave SmackDown to go to Raw. Or better yet, you could have set up a match where, like when Paul Heyman came out, tried to put him over and did put him over, saying that he has this incredible gift of talking, that he's going to lose that ability of talking once the Samoan spike goes to your throat and you can't even use your throat anymore to talk with your gift of gab. That could have been the next coming of me. That's what he was saying, Paulie. What should have said was that you need a match. You got no match because there was no match set up. They could have set up a match where Solo would be given this opportunity, but if John loses, he goes to Raw. Yeah. He goes to Raw if he loses. And if he goes to Raw and loses again, he's out of WWE. Let's say they do that. That would have been more interesting than this because they just threw him a match. Because if he doesn't win something, people will lose interest in him. And they know that we know he won't be lost interest because of the way the fans were cheering for him. And even though, and this is the truth, when you see that segment, he did get honestly emotional. Let's make this clear. He's doing a script. But at one point, you can honestly see in his eyes that this did mean something to John. As much as you want to say that he's a showman, which he is, that he wants to politic, which he has. We know he has. It doesn't make a difference if he's a good guy or not. Everyone does some level of politicking, small or big or massive. He's who he is. But it does not mean he doesn't love wrestling still. He does. So that moment, seeing them still love him that much, not boo and love him, that meant something. So I will give it that. Let me see what else is here. The opening, which leads to the final match, which I'll talk about. The opening and contract signing, which I did like. This is one of these rare times that you allowed a different type of beginning. And the opening, you got Roman Reigns coming out. He's walking with his music. He's got his title. And then LA Knight comes out, walks right by him and pisses him off. He gets into the ring. Roman gets into the ring. And he makes it very clear. His segment was very short. He made it very clear that you are looking past me. No problem. I'm going to take that damn title. I am the ultimate Koborkia. I am LA Knight. And he even, the thing I said, so you see why LA Knight is so good. I told people for years on this channel that LA Knight was going to get somewhere one day. I knew it. And the way he managed to convince the crowd, which did not have to respond when he said, not now. When they were about to do LA Knight. And he said, nope, not now. Not now. And they silenced themselves. Man, you don't get that every time with like a Roman Reigns or John Cena. The Rock is one of the few people you can do that with. Only one or two people. Generally, The Rock can do that. Or Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was never about Hulk Hogan, never about Macho Man Randy Savage, never about The Ultimate Warrior, never ever about Shawn Michaels or Ric Flair. None of them, not even Taker could do that. Very few could actually get the crowd as they're about to say Ellen. Just no, not now. And they stop flat in literally opening their mouths. No one spoke. He did what he needed to do. That just shows you how not over he is with the crowd, but how he is psychology driven because he knows exactly what to say to the fans. You don't like it? I can't tell you. If you don't like LA Knight, I don't know what to tell you. But I can tell you this, as someone who's seen him for 10 years maybe. Because I don't remember when he first was on TNA before they switched to, Impact Wrestling before they switched away from TNA. And if you haven't seen my video on TNA Wrestling and what I thought, just look in my channel and you'll see it. You may like it. But I'm telling you now, he just has it. And Roman got pissed, tried to take his head off, and LA almost drove him through a table until Jimmy basically stopped that. No problem. So we get this match, Jimmy against LA Knight. Now, I don't remember if they've gone up against each other. I don't think they have. So if this is the first time they're going up against each other, I'm going to tell you this. I knew from the beginning LA was going to win. It was obvious he was going to win. He had to win. Unless it was some type of outside interference, he was going to win, which he did. But I got to say this about Jimmy Uso. Jonathan. Where is he going? What is he doing? After he got thrown through the table and was laid down on the couch where he could have gotten literally his head banged up because a Paulie with that Green Bay Packer belt, he was going to give it to LA, but then didn't. It was right on the corner of the armrest. It could have fell right on Jimmy's head. That would have hurt. Those things are not light. But what is he doing? He's basically jobbing out for the WWE. That's what he generally does. He'll defend Roman, but he just jobs. That's all he's doing. Did he piss somebody off? Or better yet, did they throw him to the wolves like they didn't know what to do with him after what happened with Jimmy, dealing with Jay, and they were split up. Instead of him being on his own and trying to build himself on SmackDown, they threw him right back into the bloodline because they literally have no idea what to do with him. And the only thing he's doing is being a lackey, a henchman. That's it. But I will say, at least at the end of the show, after the match was over, Roman wanted to nail him so bad, he missed him, goes into the turnbuckle, and then LA managed to give him a little bit of blunt force trauma, which used to be called gravy train. It used to be called the gravy train. And he just nailed. I'm fine with what he did. I'm fine with him giving the gravy train, which is blunt force trauma. Now here's the thing. What did we get here? Did we get a good show? It was okay. It wasn't great. We didn't see any new faces from the women other than what? Just Shotzi. That's it. Piper Nibbins is well developed. Well, somewhat well developed because she's a champion, but that's it. We didn't get any generally new women. We only got Dragon Lee on the show, who was the newest guy there, and Cedric Alexander had the job for him where we don't even know they're going to do anything with Cedric. The question is what they're going to do with Dragon Lee. Is he going to just go through the roster? Maybe he will until he reaches Rey, because I still believe that Rey Mysterio is going to have a match with his son, because sooner or later that North American title is going to be dropped, and he will be going after his dad's title. That's what I believe will be the end result, unless they're going to be crazy and do it at WrestleMania, which would be crazy. Why would you wait that long? You could do it at Survivor Series, but that's just me, and I just bag hit the floor. So much vibration in this building. There's so much going on with traffic and vibration and people leaving the apartment building. Everything here falls on the floor. Maybe that's the best way to end this. Peace.